Hello students, I am Arundhati Rai Chaudhary, science teacher of Longmang High School. Today I am here again with the continuation of your chapter 9, that is heredity and evolution. So in my previous video, we have discussed about heredity, about the different important terms related to heredity, and we have also discussed about monohybrid cross and dihybrid cross. So do you remember what was the monohybrid ratio? Yes, it was 3:1, and the dihybrid ratio, it was 9:3:3:1. So these are the important things which you will have to remember. So next we come to the topic how the traits are expressed, how these characters are expressed from generation to generation. How does it get expressed from our parents to the offsprings? So the characteristics or traits of parents are transmitted to their progeny or offsprings through genes present on their chromosome during the process of sexual reproduction. So genes, they work in pairs, as we have already discussed earlier, and there is a pair of genes for each characteristic. For each characteristic there is a pair of genes, and always in the pair one is dominant and the other is recessive. Each parent possesses a pair of genes for each characteristic on a pair of chromosome, and this is how they are expressed in the entire process of sexual reproduction. After fertilization, these characters, they get transferred from the parents to their offsprings or their children. So in the sexual reproduction, each parent, however, they pass only one of the two genes of the pair of each characteristic. In the pair there are two characteristics, but from that only one is passed from one parent to its offspring or to its progeny through the gametes. So thus the male gamete and the female gamete carry one gene for each characteristic from the gene pairs of parents. That is, the male parent, it gives one characteristic, and the female parent, it gives one characteristic. So but when a male gamete fuses with a female gamete during fertilization, they make a new cell called zygote. We have discussed about it in my previous video. So this new cell, which is called zygote, it contains the full set of genes. That is, half of the genes it is getting from its mother and half of the genes it is getting from its father. So this zygote grows and develops to form a new organism having characteristic of both parents, which it has inherited through genes, because both the parents, they have contributed in giving the genes to their offsprings or the children. So both their characteristics are present in their offsprings. So now we come to the topic sex determination. How is the sex determined in the offsprings or in the children or in the progeny? So the process, what is sex determination? We have to know that first. Sex determination, it is actually the process by which the sex of a person is determined. That is called sex determination. So the chromosomes which determine the sex of a person are called sex chromosomes. So we know that in human beings we have 46 chromosomes or 23 pairs. So out of the 23 pairs of chromosomes, you should know that the 22 pairs are known as autosomes. That is, they are not sex chromosomes, they are all same, they are known as autosomes. And the rest one pair, that is 2 chromosomes which are left, they are known as sex chromosomes. So the sex chromosomes, there are two types of sex chromosomes. One is X chromosome and the other is Y chromosome. So a male, that is the father, he will have one X chromosome and one Y chromosome, and the female will have two X chromosome. That is, in the male the chromosome, the pair of chromosome will be XY, and in the female the pair of chromosome will be XX, two X chromosomes. And the sex of a child, it depends on what happens during fertilization. If a sperm carrying X chromosome, that is the sperm will contain one X and one Y chromosome. So if the sperm, it carries X chromosome and it fertilizes an ovum. In the ovum we know that both are X chromosomes, so that is one X from the sperm, it is coming and uniting with another X of the ovum. So what will be the resultant? XX, that is the progeny or the offspring will have two X chromosomes. So two X chromosomes means it will be a girl. And if the sperm, it contains Y chromosome and it comes and unites with another X chromosome of the ovum, then the offspring which will be formed or which will be produced will have X and Y chromosome, that is it will be a boy. XY, that means it will be a boy. So now you can look at this picture. Here there is a picture of a lady. So she is the mother. So the mother's eggs or the ovum, which we told earlier, ovum, that is the female gamete. So female gamete, it contains two X chromosomes. So here two X chromosomes are present in the female parent, and in the male parent, that is the father's male gamete, which is also known as the sperm, it will have one X and one Y chromosome, one X and one Y chromosome. So if the Y chromosome comes and unites with one X chromosome of the mother, so here the XY chromosome is formed. So because it is XY, so the child will be a boy. Again, if the X chromosome of the sperm, it comes and unites with another X chromosome of the ovum or the egg cell, then XX chromosome is formed. That means the child will be a girl. So what do you understand from this picture? That means the female chromosomes do not determine the sex of a child. The sex of a child is actually determined from the chromosomes of the father or the male parent. The male parent is the one who decides, whose chromosomes decide whether the child is a boy or a girl. So students, we will end up this part of the chapter here. In the next part of this chapter, we will discuss about evolution and how it is related with heredity. Thank you for being with me.